This is one of the best books that I have read in a long time. I cannot stop thinking about it and I cannot stop recommending it to people. So I recently read The Impusium by Olga Tokarczuk, I think is how you say her name. This is a horror story about a young Polish man in 1913 who has tuberculosis, and he goes to stay at a health resort for men healing from tuberculosis. Every evening, the men gather around and they sit and they drink this hallucinogenic liquor and kind of philosophize about the current issues of that time. This interesting kind of like background story, mystery surrounding these deaths that seem to occur at the same time every year at the center. I will say that some parts of this book read really slow and some parts read really fast, like especially like the last third of the book zoomed through it in a night, and some of the parts in the beginning and middle of the book went a little bit slower and were really heavy in like the philosophy aspects of the things that the men were discussing and sort of the cultural commentary of things at this time, things like women's rights, where these men sort of thought that women's places were appropriate in their spaces and things like that. I think that some people might not like the slower philosophy parts of it, but I actually really liked it, and I found it to be very kind of like intellectually interesting in comparison to the fact that this is a horror book. I think it really added to that in an interesting and layered way. Now, I will say that this is what I'm calling proper horror, in the way that it's not super gruesome. It's not like a jump scare situation. The horror is in what is not being said. The horror is in what is left for you to figure out what's going on. The horror is in what's being inferred kind of right up until the end. And I found it to be really, really, really fantastic. I absolutely would recommend this if the plot sounds interesting to you. If you like a more classical horror feel of a book, if you are looking for something that has that kind of intellectual stimulation along with it, highly recommend it. I'm absolutely going to read it again, like in my time. Love it, love it, love it. Go get it, go read it. 5 stars. Mwah.